Hi, boys and girls. I'm back today with another book. This week we're talking about habit number 7, which is Sharpen the Saw. And we're going to read Someday a Tree. It's by Bunting. Every afternoon when the weather is nice, Mom and I and our sheepdog, Cinco, walk across Far Meadow and sit under our oak tree. Dad says the tree may have been here when Columbus came to America. Mom and I bring lemonade or a pocketful of our small tart apples, and I gather acorns for my collection. Always, we bring biscuits for Cinco and a book for us. Once upon a time, in a land far away, Mom begins. Cinco lays his head on his paws and listens too. Or Mom and I tell stories. Tell how just before I was born, you and Dad stopped here one day to picnic under the tree and you saw that the land and the house were for sale. I stopped for breath. And we were tired of living in the city and we bought them. Mom finishes. Tell me how I was christened under the tree, I say. Tell how a bird, did you know what, on the Reverend's head, and how Mrs. McHenry wore a hat with real flowers on it and the bees came. We roll on the grass, laughing, and Cinco rolls and laughs too. On hot days, people driving from city to city often stop to picnic the way Mom and Dad did. We don't mind. Dad says the tree isn't ours anyway because no one can own a tree. The people spread their blankets and pretend not to be listening to our stories, but sometimes we see them smile. Today, I'm doing my favorite thing. I'm lying under our tree, staring through the leaves. Mom and Cinco are asleep beside me. The clouds change like smoke, and the leaves whisper to them as they pass. I think I hear them whispering my name too. Alice, Alice. Above my head, a spider sways. Somewhere an owl lives, hidden. Sometimes when the dusk thickens, we hear him call and see his pale shadow. I turn on my stomach and bury my face in the grass. Why does it smell so funny? I sniff. Mom, I sit up. Mom. Mom opens her eyes. How come the grass smells like this? I ask. Why is it this weird yellow color? Mom yawns. I expect it's because it's been so hot. We bring Dad to look. There's supposed to be rain tonight, he says. That's probably all the grass needs. But the rain doesn't help. Every day that yellow stain spreads. The grass around the tree is withering. We peer up into the leaves. They are dry and dull and drift down on our upturned faces. It's only spring, but the leaves are falling. Mom puts her hand on the trunk as though checking for a fever. Dad kicks at the stiff grass. It's as if something was spilled here, he says. I think we need to call a tree doctor. When the tree doctor comes, she crumbles one of the fallen leaves and scoops a sample of dirt from around the trunk. Is the tree very sick? I whisper. She touches my cheek. I need to run some tests before I'll know for sure. Keep thinking good thoughts, honey. Four days later, we find out that our tree has been poisoned. But who would do such a thing? Mom cries. Dad's face is grim. Maybe someone dumped chemicals they weren't supposed to dump. Maybe it was quicker and easier to unload their stuff here by the road. I don't understand about chemicals, but I know it's bad. The word about our tree gets around. There's even a picture of it in the newspaper. When Mom and Dad and I start to dig the poisoned dirt from around the trunk, the McKerneys from down the road come to help. They brought spades and they work with us packing in fresh soil. We hadn't even asked. The fire department sends tanker trucks to spray water on the faded leaves. By now, the top branches are bare, and Dad and Mr. McHenry and Mr. Rodriguez climb up and wrap them in sacking to save them from the sun. Mrs. Jackson, who works for the telephone company, borrows poles that are as tall as our own tree. She and her friends put them up and hang sunscreens between them so our tree is always in the shade. They hope with us. They're all working together to try to save the tree. But the leaves keep falling. Rain has helped soak the poison in, the tree doctor says. I don't think your tree has the strength left to fight. A woman comes with a red scarf she has knitted. It is as long as a jump rope. She ties it around the trunk and pats it in place. There, she said. It never hurts to muffle up. There are get well cards lined on the grass. A balloon shaped like a heart floats from a branch. Someone has brought a bunch of bluebonnets in a jar and a can of chicken noodle soup. But the leaves still fall. The birds have gone, the squirrels too. Deer used to come at night tiptoeing down from their secret place. They don't come anymore, and the dusk is filled with silence. Is our tree dying? I asked Dad. Is that why the birds and the animals have gone? The noise around here has spooked them all, I think, Dad says. I want to believe him, but I'm scared. Cinco won't go close to the tree now either. Each night I watch from my window for the deer, if the deer come back, but they don't. Pretty sick tree. One night, I'm so unhappy I go to Mom and Dad's room. Their door is open. They don't see me. My mom is crying. Dad has his arms around her. A tree lives and a tree dies, Mom says, but not like this. Dad strokes her hair. Shh, sweetheart, the person who did it probably didn't mean to kill the tree. We never mean to kill the beauty in the world. We just do. I slip away to lie on my bed. My chest hurts so bad. I thought our tree would always be there. Like the sky, like the fields, like my mom and dad. I was wrong. Moonlight whitens my room and I see a big jar of acorns on my dresser. My collection! Some are old, but the ones on top I gathered just a little while ago when the tree was well. I'm so excited I can hardly breathe. I leap out of bed and take the acorns on top. In the curl of my hand they seem to be beating, bursting with tree life. I run to the window. I'd go now, but it's dark and the moon slides behind the clouds and it's outside dark still scares me. I sleep with the acorns in my hand and I'm still clutching them, warm and damp in the morning. I race barefoot downstairs. Cinco is on the porch. He lifts his sleepy head, watches while I get Mom's trowel, and paces beside me as I run far across the meadow. It has rained again that night. The air smells of it, wet grass and shreds of Indian paintbrush cling to my pajama pants. In the dead leaves from our tree have been raked into piles, but others have fallen in the night. I rustle through them. Cinco hangs back. The tree seems to have shrunk. The top sacks hang down like wet rags. The red scarf, long as a jump rope, is loose. Mrs. Jackson took the borrowed poles back a week ago. The tree has given up. So have we. I hold the acorns towards it in the flat of my hand. I don't know, tree, I say, but maybe. Cinco helps me pace off giant steps until I'm sure we're on healthy ground. He helps me dig a little trench. I drop the acorns in one by one and cover them up. Don't you go making big plans to come back and dig here again, I tell Cinco. Even if one of these grows, we'll have a tree. Big as this. I spread my arms and stand tall. Bigger even. Cinco cocks his head. I don't know when, I answer. Someday. I stop at the tree to retie the red scarf and pat it the way the woman did. There you go, I say. It's strange. There's hardly any leaves left on the tree. But as Cinco and I are running back to the house, I think I hear a rustle behind us, and I think I hear it whisper, Alice, Alice. That's how it ends, but we have hope that with that acorn, that they can get a new tree. Hope you enjoyed this book. Have a great day.